Hi, this is Josh Kulp. We are learning Daf Shevui. We are on Masechet Kiddushin Daf Mem Tet. First of all, I want to say congratulations to the Washington Nationals. As you can see, I'm a Philadelphia Phillies fan, and this is actually a shirt with the name of a former Nationals player on it. But last night, the Nationals won the World Series in a remarkable fashion. So if you're from Washington, very happy for you, and hope that the Phillies make it next year. Anyway, I wanted to address an issue that came up on the Facebook discussion group that I urge you all to join. And that is about this case of that we've been talking about in the Mishnah of the man deceiving her during the Kiddushin. He says, "Will you be betrothed to me on condition that X?" And it turns out that X was not true. Now, the comment on Facebook was that if Rabbi Shimon says if he deceived her for her own benefit, then she is mikudeshes, she is betrothed. And the comment came up that this sort of leads the possibility for women to be deceived, to be tricked, to be abused. And I just kind of want to put all of this into proportion. First of all, we have to remember that a woman cannot be betrothed against her will. Okay, in all of these cases, she says yes. Okay, she accepts the Kiddushin, and the only thing that we're checking is to make sure that there was no error whatsoever in what she thought she was receiving. And so all Tanaim hold that if she was deceived and had she known the truth, there would have been even like say a decent chance, or like not the tiniest chance, but a good chance that she would not have wanted to be mikudeshet, be betrothed, had she known the truth. And she's not mikudeshet, she's not betrothed. And so, for instance, most women, if you say, "Behold, you're betrothed to me on condition that I am a Levite," and it turns out that he's an Israelite. Well, look, most women probably really don't care all that much. After all, they want to marry this guy. They want to live with this guy. Do they really care whether he's a Levite or an Israelite? Maybe, but probably not all that much. And nevertheless, she's not Mikudesh. She's not betrothed. Because he made a statement that wasn't true. The only sort of little dink in that armor of that the woman has to know the exact opposite truth is when we can assume with basically 100% surety that she would have agreed anyway. And I brought this up in the discussion in the Facebook group, but I think it's worth going over here. It has to be like something that like any normal person would certainly have accepted the Kiddushin anyway. So, for instance, if I say, behold, this is not even brought up, but if you are betrothed to me with this $100 bill, and it turns out it's a $500 bill, well, what normal person wouldn't want to receive $500 instead of $100? So that's not even brought up. It's so obvious. Most people would rather receive gold than silver. Let's say, even if I really want silver, and it turns out that someone's giving me a hunk of gold, well, I could always, since gold is more valuable, I could always trade in the gold for the silver. If there's any question about it, the Gemara says, no, she's not Mikudeshet. So in all these cases, I just want to sort of keep it in a proportion, that keep it in mind that the rabbis are trying to figure out whether she would have said yes anyway, but she had to have said yes. Had she really not wanted to be married to this person, in other words, if there was a real question of abuse, well, then she shouldn't have said yes in the first place. As far as women, was also brought up that women are being objectified. Well, that's true of the whole rabbinic system, where there's not an equal participation between men and women. A man betroths a woman, according to rabbinic law, and a woman does not betroth a man. So I think we have to sort of stipulate that from the outset, that the system of Kiddushin is not egalitarian in the Talmud. We can strive to make it more egalitarian today, and I'm not really going to get into all that, but this little detail is not really any different than any detail in all of Kiddushin, and that is that the husband betroths the wife doesn't betroth the husband. But again, it's important to remember that this is not being done against anybody's will. All right. As always, I take your questions seriously on the Facebook page. If you don't like to use Facebook, well, maybe you could use it just for Daf Shevui, and we could have more fruitful conversations there.